Right now, you are probably sitting in a bright dentist's office chair. You hear the high-pitched, terrifying whine of a dental drill nearby. You feel a sharp, throbbing pain in your lower back molar. You assume that dental problems are a natural part of human existence. We believe that our ancestors suffered from constant, rotting teeth agony. We imagine prehistoric humans with black, decaying smiles and swollen jaws. We think that modern dentistry is a saving grace of civilization. We spend billions of dollars on braces, fillings, and wisdom teeth removals. This constant dental maintenance is a major part of our lives. We assume that the past was a nightmare of untreated infections. This belief is a common, highly incorrect view of human history. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors had remarkably clean, straight, healthy teeth. They rarely suffered from cavities, impacted wisdom teeth, or gum decay. They maintained beautiful smiles without toothbrushes, floss, or modern toothpaste. This fact is a stunning evolutionary riddle for modern medicine today. But when they did get a rare toothache, what did they do? They did not simply lie in their caves and suffer in silence. They possessed sophisticated, highly effective methods of dental care and surgery. They performed successful dental procedures thousands of years before modern science. If you want to understand this mystery, we must look closer. Here, we find the real origin of human dentistry and care. To solve this mystery, we must travel to northern Italy. The year was 1988 in a small shelter. Archaeologists were excavating a prehistoric rock shelter called Riparo Fredian. They discovered a skeleton dating back over 14,000 years ago. The researchers analyzed the teeth of this late Upper Paleolithic human. They noticed a strange cavity in one of the lower molars. Under a microscope, they saw clear, deliberate micro-scratches inside the tooth. These markings were not caused by normal chewing or biting food. They were made by a tiny, sharp flint stone tool. An ancient dentist had carefully scraped out the infected dental pulp. They had literally drilled the tooth to remove the painful decay. The drilling tool was a tiny, sharp flint triangle piece. It was attached to a wooden shaft for easy handling. The practitioner rotated the shaft back and forth with fingers. This manual rotation acted as a primitive, slow hand drill. It scraped away the dark, infected dentin layer by layer. The process was slow, requiring hours of precise patient work. The dentist had to avoid hitting the sensitive nerve directly. The patient had to remain perfectly still during the drilling. They braced their body against the cave wall for support. A companion held their head to prevent sudden painful flinches. This cooperation made the ancient surgical operation possible and safe. Then, they filled the cleaned cavity with a sterile organic substance. They used natural beeswax to seal the tooth from air bacteria. This is the oldest known evidence of dentistry in human history. It proves that surgical dental intervention is an ancient human skill. But how did the patient manage to survive such painful drilling? They did not have access to modern chemical anesthetics like Novocaine. Instead, they relied on a deep, sophisticated knowledge of wild plants. Our ancestors were expert botanists who knew the properties of leaves. They chewed the inner bark of willow trees to relieve pain. Willow bark contains salicin, the active chemical precursor to modern aspirin. They also used wild chamomile and yarrow to reduce mouth inflammation. They applied natural pine resin to seal wounds and kill bacteria. They also used the bark of the wild oak tree. Oak bark contains high levels of natural astringent chemical tannins. These tannins helped to tighten loose gums and stop bleeding. They boiled the bark in water to make a rinse. They washed their mouths with this bitter, cleansing oak tea. They also chewed on wild mint leaves to freshen breath. The mint leaves had natural antibacterial oils that killed germs. This natural hygiene routine kept their gums healthy and strong. Their knowledge of nature was their ultimate shield against disease. They were deeply connected to the healing power of earth. This herbal pharmacopoeia provided effective pain relief for surgical procedures. But the surgery required something much more important than herbal medicine. It required an incredible level of trust, cooperation, and community support. You cannot drill your own molar with a sharp flint stone. You must lie still while a trusted companion performs the operation. They must work slowly, carefully, and gently inside your mouth. This delicate care is the core of the ancient human huddle. They nursed each other through pain, sharing their skills and warmth. But this raises a highly curious, very important evolutionary question. Why did our ancestors have such healthy teeth in the first place? The answer lies in the dramatic shift of our daily diet. For millions of years, humans ate a diverse hunter-gatherer diet. They consumed fibrous roots, wild seeds, berries, and lean wild meat. This food required intense, prolonged chewing to break down and swallow. This heavy chewing stimulated jawbone growth, creating wide, spacious arches. Their jaws had plenty of room for all 32 teeth. Wisdom teeth emerged straight and aligned perfectly with the other molars. They did not become impacted, painful, or infected like ours do. Furthermore, their wild diet was completely free of refined industrial sugars. They did not eat processed carbohydrates that stick to tooth surfaces. Alan Cooper is a prominent geneticist at the University of Adelaide. He studied the calcified dental plaque on ancient human teeth skeletons. He extracted DNA from the bacteria trapped in this plaque matrix. He tracked the changes in the human oral microbiome over millennia. He found that the mouth bacteria remained stable for thousands of years. The dominant bacteria were harmless or even beneficial to oral health. But then, the agricultural revolution changed the human mouth biome forever. About 10,000 years ago, humans began farming wheat and barley. Our diet shifted to soft, starchy, sticky cooked cereal carbohydrates. This new diet created a highly acidic environment in the mouth. This shift allowed Streptococcus mutans bacteria to multiply and dominate. These bacteria consume sugars and excrete acid that destroys tooth enamel. The transition to farming also reduced the nutritional quality of food. Peasants relied on a single staple crop like rice or wheat. This lack of dietary variety caused severe vitamin deficiencies in bodies. Vitamin C deficiency led to scurvy and bleeding gum tissues. Vitamin D deficiency prevented proper calcium absorption in the bones. This weakened the jaw bones and loosened the teeth attachments. Their teeth became loose, falling out long before old age. This was in stark contrast to the robust hunter-gatherers. The skeletons of early farmers show high rates of dental disease. They suffered from tooth loss, abscesses, and severe wear patterns. This physical decline was the price of agricultural food surplus. Cavities and painful tooth rot became a common human affliction. The transition to farming was a disaster for our dental health. We traded clean, straight teeth for a soft, carbohydrate-rich diet. Anthropologists studied the dental health of modern hunter-gatherer groups. They examined the teeth of the Inuit in the Arctic. They looked at the Aborigines of the Australian Western Desert. These groups had near-perfect teeth before contact with Westerners. They did not brush their teeth with commercial fluoride paste. Yet their teeth were white, straight, and completely cavity-free. But when they adopted a modern Western diet, everything changed. They began eating refined flour, sugar, and canned sweet food. Within a single generation, their dental health collapsed completely. They suffered from rampant tooth decay and crowded jaw alignment. This transition proved that genes were not the main cause. The environment and diet were the key drivers of decay. The Industrial Revolution made the dental crisis significantly worse for us. The introduction of cheap, refined sugar caused a massive cavity explosion. Our mouth bacteria shifted again, becoming less diverse and more toxic. We became dependent on professional dentists to save our rotting teeth. But diet was not the only factor in this physical shift. The physical shape of our faces began to change as well. Daniel Lieberman is a famous evolutionary biologist at Harvard University. He researched the relationship between food texture and jaw bone development. He showed that bone requires mechanical strain to grow to capacity. Soft, cooked, processed modern foods do not provide enough chewing stress. Our jaws do not grow large enough to fit our teeth. This jaw shrinkage is the primary cause of crowded modern teeth. It is why almost everyone needs orthodontic braces to straighten teeth. It is why our wisdom teeth remain trapped beneath the bone. Our ancestors did not need braces because their jaws grew fully. They had wide, strong faces built by years of tough chewing. Their dental health was a natural outcome of their active lifestyle. They did not have toothbrushes, but they used cleaning twigs. They chewed on neem or willow twigs to scrub teeth surfaces. These twigs contained natural antibacterial compounds that protected the gums. This simple hygiene method kept their mouths clean and healthy daily. So, the lack of modern dentistry was not a tragedy for them. They lived in harmony with their biological design for ages. But when a rare infection did occur, the Huddle stepped in. In Spain, scientists found the remains of an ancient Neanderthal skeleton. The bones showed signs of a massive, painful dental abscess. The infection had eaten a hole directly through the jawbone. This individual must have been in excruciating, debilitating pain daily. Yet, the bone showed signs of significant healing before death. The individual had lived for years with this severe jaw infection. They could not chew meat or hard roots on their own. Their companions must have prepared soft foods for them to swallow. They kept them fed, warm, and protected from wild beasts. This cooperative care is the true definition of human survival. We did not evolve to be isolated, self-reliant economic agents. We evolved to be part of a supportive, caring tribal circle. But today, we have privatized our health and our lives. We sit alone in sterile offices, paying strangers to care. We have lost the warm, immediate support of the tribal huddle. We have traded communal care for professional, expensive isolation chambers. This social shift has left us feeling vulnerable and alone. We struggle with chronic anxiety because we lack a safety net. The ancient Huddle was our original health insurance policy plan. It provided safety, food, and medicine in times of crisis. We cannot easily return to the Paleolithic wilderness today. Obviously, our modern society is built on complex specialization of labor. But we can bring the spirit of Huddle back online. We can care for our sick neighbors and family members. We can share our food, time, and skills with community. We can design our neighborhoods to encourage more daily connection. We must remember that human survival is a group project. We are wired for cooperation, empathy, and mutual everyday support. Our ancestors knew that true safety is found in group. They did not face their pain alone in quiet rooms. They faced it in the warm, breathing circle of tribe. The story of ancient dentistry is a story of love. It shows that we have always cared for the suffering. It proves that compassion is our oldest and best technology. Let us look back at the lessons of our ancestors. Let us rebuild the warm, supportive huddle in our lives. Let us open our doors and share our daily burdens. We must build bridges of compassion in our cities. We must support the sick and the disabled daily. This mutual care is what makes us human beings. We must cherish each other through every life struggle. This is the only path to true collective peace. We do not need to suffer in quiet, walled isolation. We can find strength in the presence of our community. The ancient flint tool was guided by a loving hand. The willow bark was gathered by a companion who cared. This is the legacy we must reclaim for our future. We are not alone, and we should not live alone. We belong in the warm, noisy safety of the huddle. This is the true lesson of our evolutionary dental history. If this video changed your perspective, leave a like today. Please subscribe to our growing channel named Ancient Huddle. It helps us share these stories of human evolution with you. Thank you for watching, and remember to cherish the huddle.